Hey, this is Fate 212. I'm NAFCA, and I want to talk about your troop choices. I'm going to talk primarily about the Guardian Defenders and maybe the Storm Guardians if I get a chance. Um, the Guardian Defenders can be really nice. First of all, they're Ballistic Skill 4 now. Okay, they have a good selection of weapons, of special weapons to add heavy weapon platforms. They're a little on the expensive side, but that's here nor there. But I want to talk about actual unit compositions and how to use these guys. I've always thought that in 40K, you need to have a couple backfield objective holders. Those backfield objective holders have to be strong enough to hold their position, cover the backfield, hold those objectives that you have back there. Meanwhile, the rest of your army is able to actually get somewhere and do some stuff out in the field. Guardian Defenders are those guys. And everyone's talking about the Wind Rider jet bikes, which for good reason, they're that good. Guardian Defenders can do it as well. They can do something amazing, and I'm going to get into that. But let's talk about what they do real quick first. First of all, they have battle focus, so they can move, run, their fleet, re-roll that run roll, and then shoot. Okay. They have the Shuriken Catapult. It's only 12 inches, but it has Blade Storm. That means any wound roll of a 6, it's going to be AP2, automatically wound, no matter how tough the opponent is. And with enough shots, that's devastating. It really is. Marines charge, are getting too close to you. Hey, I can jump out, run, shoot you, or even better yet, I can move a few inches forward and then run back. Okay, if I'm slightly out of range, so I can actually shoot and then get back behind cover, and that's an Aegis defense line. So you haven't, because that's actually what I'm going to be talking about here in a minute, how to use these guys with Aegis defense lines. And Aegis defense lines out here, right? Your guys are all, your defenders are all out here. Well, your opponent knows not to get within 12 inches, but they're going to get as close as they can so they can start rapid firing you and get the flamers in there, which are 8-inch templates. They're going to do as much as they can. Well, your Guardians, all right, with battle focus, which means you jump across that Aegis defense line, you fire, and then since you can run afterwards, you jump back behind that Aegis defense line. Don't worry, because you can re-roll your run roll. You're just trying to get that extra little bit of movement. Okay, so Guardians, there's a lot to do with them. Here's what I'm talking about. You have the backfield. Maybe you have 2 squads of Guardian Defenders. Okay, you give them 2 scatter lasers. You give them scatter lasers is what you're upgrading them to, and maybe you have 2 squads of 20. Okay, 2 squads of 20 of Guardian Defenders is tough. You give them, because for every 10 guys you can have one of your heavy weapon platforms. So you put 2 scatter lasers in each one, all right? One behind an Aegis defense line here, one behind one here, and you give them a quad gun. Now you have a Guardian Defender unit that is shooting how many times? For the math whizzes out there, that's 12 shots, okay? They get 12 long-range shots down, strength 7 and strength 6 shots downfield. That's putting out a lot of firepower. And I've talked about how they move back and forth, right? Out, they can move out if need be, but they can hold those backfield objectives. And if someone has no way to deal with cover, what are they going to do? Nothing. They're just going to suffer because that's just the way it is. Okay, well, they get a 5-up cover save normally because these guys come with mesh armor. Now, here's the breaker of the what makes them fantastic. Okay. You've heard me diss Warlocks for jet bikes. Okay, well, that's not where your Warlocks don't go with your jet bikes. They go with your Guardians, your Guardian Defenders. And the reason being is because I'm 2,000 points and above. I'm going to have 2 squads of 20, all right? That's a point sink, it really is. But it's going to be worth it. Just follow me. They're putting out 12 shots each. Anybody gets too close gets pelted with shuriken cannon fire. And I'm going to add a Warlock, one to each squad. I only want the Primaris power. I don't want anything else. Because I already get a 4+ cover save behind my Aegis defense line. Now I get Shrouded. Now I'm getting 2+ cover saves with my Guardians, which are putting out a tremendous amount of firepower. Okay, it's 200 points. It's actually 220 for each squad, okay? Plus the Aegis defense lines. But you're holding your backfield objectives with 2+ cover saves. Fantastic firepower. The only thing that you need is somehow to try and hopefully you can do something to increase your leadership. And the way you're going to do that is obviously with your HQs. You're going to stick somebody in them to increase it so that they don't bail. Or have somebody nearby that can jump in. Because Farseers, for instance, and other types of units like that really can use them as a base platform for their psychic powers to give twin linkage wherever it needs to be, or whatever other powers that they're throwing out there. So Guardian Defenders, if you're not using them and you're not considering them, you need to rethink them. 2+ cover saves behind your Aegis defense lines with your Warlocks. Granted, it's only leadership 8, so you're not getting those off consistently, but you're going to get them off enough. And it's a 20-man squad, so they're going to be more durable. And don't forget, you can always just go to ground for your 2+, if things are dire. So anyhow, that's Guardian Defenders. Obviously, I talked about Guardian Defenders for a long time, so I'm not going to talk about the Storm Guardians yet, because there's a whole another things to pull into the Storm Guardians. So I'll talk about them another time. Also, remembering with your Guardian Defenders, if you're having a hard time because you're fielding a lot of jet bikes, where am I going to get my Wave Serpents? I need to have something that can take with your Guardian Defenders. Even a 20-man squad can take a Wave Serpent. You're not Dark Eldar. You're not bound by the restrictions that we got stuck with on what can fit in transports and what you can field. So apparently only Dark Eldar have those restrictions. Yeah, that sucks. So anyhow, that's Guardian Defenders. I like them. I think they're here to stay. I think they're fantastic. And if you're fielding quad guns, think about 2 20-man squads for your backfield. I'm going to keep this spot. So that's pretty much it. This is Fate 212. I'm Nafka, and I'm probably going to do one more video tonight. So I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.